Hey guys, Steven here with Kart Track Reviews. I'm going to go over On Track Karting in Wallingford, Connecticut. It's a track with gas karts and indoors. So let's talk about it. On Track Karting in Wallingford, Connecticut doesn't have any membership costs, any membership requirements. However, they do charge based on how many races you do in a day. So the first race is $28, the second is $23, the third is $18, and the fourth is $15. Anything after 4 is still $15 per race, and that's within the same day. Every race that you purchase is 1 point that goes onto your account. Every 5 points is worth 1 race, which you can get for free. So for pricing, I give them a 7. And that's because the pricing is pretty good. And the fact that you don't have to worry about a membership to still get free races is really good. So for their karts, it's pretty interesting because they do have a faster kart option. Obviously they have like the kid karts and the adult karts like any other kart place. However, they do have a faster kart option, which I heard goes probably up to like 40 miles an hour. I think those are only used in the leagues or something like that. The karts are fast enough and they're pretty much good enough for the track. However, I noticed there's a lot of variability between the karts, which is kind of a shame because it kind of says how old these karts probably are. I imagine these karts got to be pretty old, so they probably don't run as well as they used to. There are some problems here and there. Nothing major, but you can definitely tell that your lap times are going to vary depending on which kart you get, and it could vary pretty significantly. So for karts, I give it a 7, because although I probably would give gas karts otherwise an 8, unfortunately these karts just have too much variability, and they are a little slow for the track, so it's not entirely a great kart setup. The karts could be a little bit better. Track flow is not very interesting at this location. It's pretty much a ton of switchbacks squeezed into every available space, which makes it pretty boring. It's a single level track, which again is not very exciting, but at the same time there is a long straight and you can top out the kart and go back to doing a bunch of switchbacks. But pretty much every single turn on this track, aside from maybe one, I think there's only one turn that isn't a switchback. Every single other turn is a switchback, which is kind of disappointing, but some of the flow in certain parts of the track is actually really good. Right after the one turn that's not a switchback, you do have this nice sweeper that goes into a switchback, and I think that's probably the most enjoyable turn on the track, because you can put the kart right against the tire wall, or the plastic barrier against the tire wall, and you can really dig it in real deep into that, and it's kind of pleasing to get that close and make a good turn. But other than that, the turns in the track is kind of boring. So for that, I give track flow a 6, and it could be so much better if they could just add a little bit more variability in the turn types, or the type of turns that they have there. It would be a lot more interesting, and I think it could make it also a little bit more challenging. But for now, the challenge is really in the karts. Customer service. They were very helpful. Every time I had a question, they gave me a very thorough answer. They even helped me put my harness on when it was time to go out on track. And they just made it all a lot easier to enjoy my first visit at this location. Anytime I had a problem, they had answers for me, and the only real problem I had one time was that it took a while for the kart to get off of its sputtering mode, whatever the lower mode is, before they allow you to go full speed, because they are electronically controlled as well, from, I guess, their control center or whatever you want to call it. So they do sputter for a little bit before you're actually able to drive full speed. But mine was on for a little bit longer than I probably should have been, but regardless, it wasn't a massive issue. It was just, I guess maybe they just forgot about it. Another thing is that when I was trying to get my phone charged. They let me charge my phone, which is real nice. They accommodated that, and just the simple accommodations like that really do boost up a customer service score pretty easily. So I always appreciate it. So for customer service, I give them an 8. So as always, the question is, would I go back? I would definitely go back to On Track Karting in Wallingford, Connecticut, because one, I like gas karts, and two, I would like to see what my lap time would be in a good kart. So hopefully next time I go, I can actually get a good kart. I just haven't had really good luck while I was there, I noticed, in terms of the karts that I did drive. I would prefer to drive one of their faster karts as well, so that's kind of something that's going to be enticing for me. So hopefully I'll be able to drive their faster kart, which I believe they do have one faster kart that they use for leagues. So maybe I'll attend maybe a league date or something like that and see what that faster kart is like. Alright, so for pricing, they get a 7. That's mainly because you can get the discounts and you can also get the free races without having to pay for a membership. For karts, they get a 7 as well. That's because the karts are gas, which I prefer, but they're just not very good quality. It's like they're not taken care of as well as I would have expected. For track flow, I give it a 6, and that's because the track flow is just kind of boring. There's not a lot of variety in the turns, and although you can get the top speed of the kart, it isn't really fast. Albeit they do have a faster kart supposedly, but it's just not fun overall in terms of the track flow. I've been at significantly more fun track flow single layer tracks before, so. And for customer service, they got an 8 because they were really helpful and they just made the overall experience really good because of the small accommodations that they gave me, which you really don't have to do. You could just be really lazy and say, hey, you can't charge your phone here, or something like that. And they seemed really nice about it, so I was pretty happy about that. So overall, I would say go to On Track Karting if you like gas karts and you like even just the variability of a kart to make that a little bit more challenging for you. It's one of those places where they kind of just let you free roam, and you just got to try your best to drive safely and avoiding. It's basically like driving on the highway, to be honest with you. You got to avoid a lot of idiots. So thank you guys. I appreciate you guys watching. Like if you like, dislike if you don't like, comment if you dislike. Let me know why. If you have any questions or input, I'd love to hear it. If anybody knows when I can drive those faster karts, I'd appreciate that actually. It's definitely something I want to do next time I go back to that location. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks for watching.